The movie starts in a strange land called Midworld, inside a camp filled with children. A group of eerie creatures disguised in synthetic skin rounds up some kids and takes them to a large machine. Overseeing everything is Walter Padick, also known as the Man in Black. One of the girls is strapped into the machine, and her special power, called Shine, is used to send a massive energy blast toward the Dark Tower. But this isn't real, it's actually a nightmare that a teenager named Jake Chambers is having during an earthquake. Jake lives in New York City with his mom Lori and his stepdad Lon, whom he doesn't get along with. Ever since his real father Elmar died a year ago while rescuing people from a fire, Jake has been having these strange dreams about Midworld. He sketches what he sees, but everyone, including his psychologists, thinks it's just his way of dealing with grief. One day at school, Jake is drawing another one of his dreams when a bully snatches his sketchbook. Frustrated, Jake snaps and punches the kid, attacking him before other students pull him away. Jake's psychiatrist tells him that he has to overcome his fears in order to get rid of such dreams. Jake tells him that these dreams feel real. After getting out of the psychiatrist clinic, Jake notices some people acting strange. Jake noticed that they are following him. When Jake gets back home, his mother is worried as the school has called. She tells him that a psychiatric clinic has approached them. They do science-based experiments on kids. Jake says he doesn't want to go and then goes to his room and removes all drawing from the board. He then goes to bed hoping for just one night's sleep without dreams. Meanwhile, over in Midworld, the legendary gunslinger Roland Deschain is with his father Stephen, deep in the woods. They prepare for battle, reciting the gunslinger's creed, when suddenly Walter appears. Using his magic, Walter cruelly cuts off Stephen's ability to breathe, killing him. Roland is devastated but somehow immune to Walter's powers. He fires his gun at Walter, but the villain easily catches the bullets. Back in New York, Jake comes across an image of a mysterious, abandoned house that he recognizes from his dreams. Curious, he searches online to see if anyone knows where it is. Then two strangers claiming to be from a psychiatric center show up at Jake's apartment, supposedly sent by his school. However, Jake quickly notices something off. One of them has a scar on their neck, revealing that they're wearing fake human skin. Jake takes his mother to the room and insists to not send him with these people. He tries to convince her, but she doesn't understand him. Right at that time, Lon comes into the room. Lon insists that Jake should go with them, but Jake knows better. When he checks his forum post, someone has responded, revealing that the house is in Brooklyn. Seeing this as his chance to escape, Jake runs to the bathroom and climbs out the window. The two imposters chase him through the city, but Jake manages to lose them. When he finally reaches the house, he steps inside and finds a strange machine just like the one from his dreams. As he activates it, a portal opens, leading straight into Midworld. Jake bravely steps through and finds himself in an endless desert. Jake looks around, fascinated. He starts exploring the place. At one place, Jake is caught in sandstorm. It felt magical to him. Eventually reaches a forest where he meets Roland. At first, Roland is suspicious, thinking Jake might be working for Walter. But when Jake shows him his drawings and explains what he's seen in his dreams, Roland starts to believe him. He tells Jake that Walter is kidnapping children with Shine, a special psychic ability, to bring down the Dark Tower which connects Midworld to Earth. If Walter succeeds, terrifying monsters will be unleashed into both worlds. That night, Jake sees a vision of his father calling to him. Heartbroken and desperate, he reaches out, only to realize it's a trap. The illusion vanishes, revealing a monstrous creature trying to deceive him. The monster even takes the form of Roland's father to trick him, but Roland doesn't fall for it. He quickly shoots and kills the beast. Meanwhile, in Walter's lair, one of his minions informs him that a portal was activated, and they identify Jake as the one who used it. Walter realizes that Jake has an exceptionally strong shine, making him a valuable target. Determined, he travels to Earth to investigate. Walter Padick walks casually through the streets of New York, blending into the bustling city. He then visits his two minions from whom Jake escaped. They tell him about the day they went to Jake's home. Walter asks them about Jake's address. He arrives at Jake's apartment where Lori and Lon are waiting. Without hesitation, Walter kills Lon and forces Lori to take him to Jake's room. There he finds all of Jake's drawings and realizes just how much Jake already knows about Midworld. Back in Midworld, Roland and Jake arrive at a small village of seers, where a woman named Ara helps interpret Jake's visions. However, later that night, Walter's minions attack the village. They kill several villagers and one of the creatures even tries to kidnap Jake. Roland fights back, eliminating all of Walter's goons. As the last one tries to escape with Jake, Roland takes careful aim, focuses and fires a perfect shot, saving Jake just in time. With nowhere else to go, Roland and Jake return to Earth. They visit a hospital where doctors treat Roland's wounds, and then head back to Jake's apartment. As soon as Jake steps inside, he sees Lon's lifeless body in the living room. Then he rushes to his room and notices a burned hole in the floor. It hits him. Walter has killed his mother. Overwhelmed with grief, Jake breaks down. Roland, trying to comfort him, promises that he will hunt down Walter and make him pay. Seeing Jake's anger and determination, Roland decides it's time to teach him what it means to be a gunslinger. He teaches Jake how to shoot, how to focus, and most importantly, how to recite the gunslinger's creed. I do not aim with my hand. He who aims with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. I aim with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. I shoot with my mind. I do not kill with my gun. I kill with my heart. Later, Roland goes to a gun store to get more ammunition, but while he's inside, Walter's minions capture Jake. Suddenly, Walter appears in the store. He uses his mind control powers to force the shop owner to shoot at Roland before escaping with Jake back to Midworld. Once in Midworld, Walter straps Jake to the machine and starts draining his shine to strike at the Dark Tower. The entire world starts shaking and a fiery red glow fills the sky. Meanwhile, Roland fights his way through Walter's lair, taking down all of his minions one by one. Jake, using his psychic abilities, mentally guides Roland toward him. Finally, Roland and Walter come face to face. Walter uses his magic to deflect Roland's bullets, making himself nearly invincible. But Jake, refusing to give up, reminds Roland of the gunslinger's creed, helping him focus. With perfect precision, Roland fires one bullet, then another, ricocheting them off each other until one finally strikes Walter in the chest. He follows up with more shots, finishing him off with a final headshot. With Walter dead, Roland frees Jake, and the entire lair explodes behind them. In the last scene, Jake and Roland return to Earth, where everything has returned to normal. With his mother and stepfather gone, Jake has nowhere else to go. But Roland offers him a new home in Midworld. Smiling, Jake accepts and together they step through the portal, setting off on a new adventure. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this recap video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.